Pretty good, Connie, you know.
All right, should we take it slow?
Yes, slow.
I am the very model of a modern general patriarch. I understand that raising kids is like Noah in the ark. But I have all the skills it takes to make a father's mark. I just admit that I don't know and somehow find the spark. I am the very model of a modern general patriarch. I long ago began to treat any problem as a lark. My model is the Lord's and how he spread light into the dark. And all along I knew my strength came from my darling matriarch.
From Connie.
That Connie. She's always thinking up songs.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
And
letter
you'll
from
have
her.
it too. You'll have it to look at later too.
Anybody who wants to, listen. I had been going through Dad's sermon folder, and we don't think we found the big stash of them, but there's a substantial amount of them there, and there's just so much, as Paul mentioned, so many just amazing things that he wrote and put things in a way that it was, the concepts were made clearest in the clearest possible manner, and yet with such a flair for the language. This was one that he did a morning sermonette for the television station in town. We were trying to remember him doing television and we couldn't, so maybe it was before, he did them before we woke up in the morning, like 6:30 or something. But he was filling in for Pastor Anfinson, whose wife was here earlier today, his widow. This one I just thought had some really good words in it. He starts off, it's from 1967. Where is God? The Russians claim that in their many space trips around the Earth, they have never been able to find him. And of course, they have not been able to find him on Earth either. The interesting thing is that despite their claims of the non-existence of God, that they were looking for him at all. Some theologians claim that God is dead and he cannot be found in our present society. They're not really saying anything new, for the same thing has been said by many others in previous generations. The Psalms are full of references to the hidden God, the God who conceals himself from men. Throughout history, the whereabouts of God has remained a mystery to the majority of people. Even when God chose to reveal himself as a man in the person of Jesus Christ, there were few who recognized him. Who would expect to find the great God in the form of a crying baby? Who would look for him lurking in the shadows? Who would see him in the gentle breeze? Who would believe that he would be found in Murderers' Row? Who would look for him among prostitutes and thieves? And there are some who can't believe that he would be found in church. This is a rather strange thing, isn't it? That the Almighty God should be so evasive. Now, if you or I were God, we would surely let it be known. Even being considerably less than God, we are not too embarrassed to let others know of our presence and of our great accomplishments. The truth of the matter is that God isn't ashamed of being God, and he isn't afraid to reveal himself to man. The trouble is not with God, but with man. Our eyes are not clear enough to see God, and sometimes they do not know what to look for, and so they miss him. But God is there, whether he is hidden amongst the flowers of springtime, the birth of a child, the death of a man, the voice of a teenager, the smile of the rainbow, or the roar of the waterfall. God, who once walked with man in the Garden of Eden, also walked among man in the person of Jesus Christ. In spite of the goodness of Jesus, in spite of his miracles, his preaching and teaching, there were still many who did not see God in Jesus, and they too asked, where is God? God may be disguised now, but you can find him and see him if you will open your eyes. Most of you with your eyes open right now will see a television set, such a familiar sight that we take it for granted. But when you stop to think of the marvels of the machine, the skill of the craftsman, the engineering accomplishments, how can you help but see God in the picture? And you can also find him in the raindrop, the sunset, the atom, the rose, and evening star. This day may you walk with your eyes wide open and see your God all about you, in the little things of life as well as the big. God lives and he is here, and wherever you may be.
Wow. I think you clap